Hey folks, Vail here with more life and death problems. Let's get to it. We've got 4 on the board. These particular problems are not going to be white to live or black to kill type problems. These are all status problems. So what we want to know here are the status of the white groups. And you see the status types listed in the video here in the text. There is unsettled groups. Unsettled can be whoever plays there first or plays there a couple of times can kill the group. Unconditionally alive is there's no way for black to kill white in these particular problems, and unconditionally dead is there's no need for black to play for white to be dead. So instead of solving for white to live or black to kill, those types of things, we want to know the status of the white groups. So, as is our way, I have not looked at the answers to these problems. And I am going to be pausing the video and solving them with you. So feel free to pause and take a look at for yourself, see if you can figure these out, and we will be right back. Okay, so we've had some time now. I've taken a look at these and figured them out. Well, I think I figured them out. And I've made a number of variations that seem to make sense to me. So let's go over those and then see what the book says and see how wrong I am. So both 1 and 2, I believe they are alive. I believe they are unconditionally alive. So here, obviously, white could just play this and definitely be alive. But if white is already alive, this would be a wasted move. In fact, it would be 1 point worse than passing. So this is why life and death stuff is important to know, because you don't want to pass. You don't want to give points or moves to your opponent when they haven't earned them. So if this is alive, then this move is superfluous. So I think, let me see here. Alternatively, if white passes, oh man, come on. Then if black goes here, that's got to be black's only move. That has to be, because white definitely lives. So this definitely has to be, or does it? Let me see. Could black go here? That's possible. But then white would go there. Black can't descend. Black would need to go here and then there. So that's not a thing. So this seems to be black's only option. And in this case, there are mistakes that white can make. White could go here, in which case white kills herself. However, white wouldn't do that. White would probably go here. This makes sense to me because here's an eye, and black can't cut immediately. So maybe the Hane, but then that just lives. Alternatively, black might try to do something fancy, but that also just lives. And finally, he might try to poke that, but again, that's 2 eyes. So what if instead of the Hane, black pushes? Again, that doesn't work, because even after the Atari here, white can easily make 2 eyes. And if black tries to Atari the 3-star, or that's not even Atari, but tries to short liberties here, it doesn't matter, 2 eyes. Okay, so it seems to me that this is unconditionally alive. Same goes with problem number 2. If black plays a move like this, then there are mistakes that can be made. But so let's go back. So if black descends and white just connects like this, then yes, that would kill it, because black can leave it alone and just fill all the liberties now. Notice that white has to play elsewhere, because if white fills either of these liberties, he's taken. But same deal here. this is a dead shape. But that assumes that white would ignore everything that black does, which is not the meaning of unconditionally alive or unconditionally dead. It just means that there is nothing that black can do um, in one move that would kill the group. So in this instance, I couldn't find a move for black that would definitely um, kill white, because instead of doing that, black would do this again, similar to this problem over here. And after that, white has two eyes. Even if he pushes, if black pushes, again, two eyes. So this is a bad progression, but white doesn't need to do that. So alternatively, there are other moves for black. Perhaps black would cut. However, there's nothing here that black can do to avoid white getting two eyes. If black cuts on the other side, similar problem. Nothing that, again, two eyes here. If black peeps in a different location at T3 instead of T4, there are a couple things that white can do that, or oops. Yeah. So there's both of these 1 and 2 look like they're unconditionally alive. These two at the top. Let's go to 4 first. Number 4, problem 4. This I think is unsettled, because if black plays here first, then this is an Atari. White has to capture, and now white only has one eye. Here, that's dead. However, if white goes first, then white would play here, and then this move doesn't work anymore because this is self-Atari. So I think this is unsettled. And finally, number 3, I think this group is unconditionally dead. Let's see if I can find it on my huge thing here. Yeah, that's white has to kill these stones. There's an eye in the middle of white's group, but all black needs to do is fill, and then after that, white can't really make any more moves to approach here because he's just filling his own liberties. So black can spend all these moves just getting ready to attack, and then if black, let's see, is that Seki actually? So if white takes a move in there, then definitely bad news. But if black takes a move in there, oh no, wait, see, that is dead, because that makes a. So I think this group is unconditionally dead because this makes a bulky 5. Either way. So we've got unconditionally alive. Here's my guesses: unconditionally alive for number 1, unconditionally alive for number 2, unconditionally dead for problem 3, and unsettled for problem 4. I will now pause the video and we'll see if I guessed correctly. Okay, so hopefully you had a chance to take a look for yourself and come up with your own guesses. And if you've had a chance to look at the past few minutes and see if how your guesses compared with mine, now let's take a look at the answers. Pretty much we were right all along, with one exception. So we're correct that 1 is unconditionally alive for the reasons we previously mentioned. If black descends here, then white needs to descend as well. So this is a forcing move. If he doesn't and white passes, then this kind of move kills, obviously, because that is a dead shape, like that, because that's an Atari. Okay, but that is not the position we had. We had white living no matter what, which is correct. Problem 2, white lives no matter what here as well, for the reasons we mentioned. The only variation that was given in the book is this one. They didn't even examine the cuts. I don't know why. But this move, let's see what they say the response was to that. I think the response is just to block. No, it's not. The response to that would be here. We didn't really examine that one. I only looked at the cuts, which obviously didn't work. I think the problem here is a Q player might play here, which is bad for this reason. This kills white. So a good thing to know that you can't respond in the normal way. You would need to connect. So there's that. We got the status correct, but the progression may be a little wrong. This one here is problem number 3, unconditionally dead, for the reasons we mentioned. The best that white can do is make a bulky 5 and die. And can't play anything. It's either white will either make a bulky 5 or make this shape, which is again symmetrical. Avoid making symmetrical shapes that are less than 6 points big, because your opponent can usually kill. And then going back to problem number 4. This was the most interesting, because while we got the status correct, the reason is wrong. I thought that this was okay, but all black needs to do is descend. And now, obviously, white can't play here because that's Atari. But if white captures, then black can poke out the other eye. It is unsettled, though, because that's not the move. The move is actually here, which I did not see. So this would be Atari. Even if there's a descent here, then this... is that right? No, that's not right. How does that work? Is that it? Can't go there, can't go there. There? Wait a minute. That's the move. But what if it just descends? Oh, yeah, because black can't play here, because that's Atari. So black would need a preparation move, in which case that's the second eye. Okay, got it. All right, so those are our 4 problems for this week. All different types. This is like considered a 1-space notch, 2-space notch. This is an eye in the middle, and this is a shortage of liberties problem. However, they were all about status, finding out what the status of the group is, which is much more important than doing problems that are black to kill or white to kill, those types of things, because those things don't actually occur on a real board. So hopefully we all learned something. I know I did, and I will be seeing you shortly in our next videos. So until next time, folks, Excelsior.